Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to the videos of the paid requests, this time from Jack Thompson. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, topic, reaction, commentary, review, re-review, what have you, feel free to send it. PayPal is usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Or they were the info box they moved to this week. But 211 is the movie of today. I kind of went there and went, is this a Nicolas Cage one? Now, that was kind of a 50-50 gamble for me. Well, number one, thanks for the pay request, Jack Thompson. But there are Nicolas Cage films that went direct-to-video I have liked. Mandy I really enjoyed. Willy's Wonderland I really enjoyed. I like Mom and Dad. I liked, what was the one? The title was just there and it slipped my mind. I like the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Nicolas Cage. I've liked a couple of them. But then you have ones that just really bottom of the barrel. Obviously he did it just for the money. And he's trying, but this is one of them. This is just one. This is a movie that is sucky. Give me $3.50. Well, the budget of this was $3.50, I could tell. Because it's loosely based on the 1997 North Hollywood shootout. But it takes place in Massachusetts. But the whole film was made in Bulgaria, because it's cheaper to make movies there. So, loosely in North Hollywood, but it takes place in Massachusetts, but we shoot in Bulgaria. You already know you're in for a winning time when that kerfluffle is mixed in. I don't know what this guy's directed. Hopefully not a lot, because I didn't see any talent involved in this. Nicolas Cage felt more like a supporting role in this, which I thought was a mistake. It takes a while for us to see Nicolas Cage, because a good chunk of the beginning is about these four mercenaries. They kill some people, one with a sniper rifle, one has a rocket launcher, one has a machine gun, one stops a car with like a bulldozer and then has a pistol. The four of them want some money from this war profiteer guy. Now he says he split it up to various banks in various countries. Well, name one. Massachusetts. So he says it's $1 million, but he said the $1 million, it seemed like the $1 million was the whole thing. And he split that $1 million up. And like, for all you know, there's like $20,000 there. So they just go into the bank and they steal it. They heist. I'm sitting there going, so when the guy said $1 million, does it mean 1 million in that bank? No, it may seem like he spread it out. So you don't take one bank that has a portion of that money. You might as well just pick any damn bank if that's the case. Pick any damn bank and you would have the same amount of money or more. Much more. So the whole idea becomes stupid. He's like, you owe us $1 million. Well, some is in banks here, here, and here. So, for all you know, in this bank, there could be like $20,000. Anyway, just stupid setup. And the four guys have no personality. There's nothing unique about these four guys. Just they have accents. Yeah, this Interpol agent lady with a heavy, thick accent. Because again, most of it is shot in Bulgaria. She goes on the hunt for them. Then after like, I don't know, 20-some minutes or so, we're finally to our main characters, including Nicolas Cage, who's a cop, who's few weeks from retirement, so that trope. Then you have the son-in-law, who's his partner, fellow cop, and his wife, aka Nicolas Cage's daughter, is pregnant, ready to have a kid, so you have that trope. Then they're supposed to do this ride-along where this kid who's bullied, named Kenny, the bullied kid in the ride-along, which honestly the kid didn't do anything wrong. He was bullied, he was picked on, his head being pushed to a urinal, he struck out in self-defense. The teacher was stupid enough to only see that, and then the kid gets ready to be expelled. And then they throw in, it must be some type of racism, because the mom's like, well, wait a minute, how come you're not going after the bullies? Oh, you don't have a black kid in the back of a police car? Which I can't blame the mom for thinking that. In this case, I'm thinking maybe there is some racism here involved with these teachers and stuff. Because, like, the kid seems like he hasn't gotten any trouble. He gets consistently bullied. He defends himself. And you don't put him in the back of a police car. The teachers, you're not making me... You're not changing my mind on, I'm not racist type of shtick. And then you think it's going to be this big dissertation about... It's not. Which, maybe I should be thankful for, but at the same time, that seems like a plot point that's dropped. Because the kids on a ride-along, and they see the Cage in the top grab someone, have a gun on him. Then they find out there is something wrong with the guy. He is holding something. And the kid's recording everything. Now you think he's going to get on a dissertation more so of, oh, this kid's, he's filming us, and maybe he deletes the footage. No. Give him that phone. He puts it in the glove compartment. For the most part, that's all you got. Until something which I'll get to much later on that made me mad. But you think there's going to be this, Asian cop who's retiring, and he's not getting along the best with his daughter because Nick Cage's wife passed away, his daughter's mom, of course, and he tried the best he could, but he wasn't 100% there, but he was... You don't get much deeper with that because it's very surface level. If you think it's going to be about Nick Cage dealing with why he couldn't deal with his wife's death, which is understandable, if there's any depth to that, the movie doesn't do it. The kid mentions he's bullied because he's different, and there's one decent scene between Nick Cage and the kid Kenny, where Nick is like, oh, you hit that guy? I would have done the same thing. And Nick Cage is trying with the material he's working with. For the most part, he's low-key. There's one moment he goes crazy, where he's yelling at Superior, my son could be dead, my son-in-law could be dead. But that's the only time, so if you're looking for a lot of Nick Cage rage, you only get in one scene. For the most part, he's playing it subdued, and I don't think he's bad. He definitely looks a bit heavier than usual in the cheeks and in the body, but not bad. It's just not given much of a script. Because after that, it's the bad guys take the heist. Our two cops see a parking violation. They don't realize that it's actually the driver for these mercenaries. A shootout happens, and you get just a very long, overdrawn, boring shootout with not much in terms of choreography, because it's hard to get the geography of who is where and how far away stuff is. Bit of shaky, shooting bad, back and forth. More and more cops get shot, go on the ground. The cops are shooting right into the bank, so I guess they don't worry about the hostages. There are hostages in the bank, so let's shoot at the bank. And hopefully, one of our bullets don't hit the hostages. There's not much of conversation or depth or development between Nick Cage and the kid Kenny character. So there is no arc, there is no development. The actors supporting characters are horrible. The guy who plays the son-in-law, he is dog shit. He's horrid. Because, like, when he finds out his wife is pregnant, he's like, no way. Oh my God. I love you. No emotion. No way. Oh my God. I love you. Are you a robot? Automaton? Do you need a transfusion of emotions? What's going on? He sucked acid, that guy. And most of the acting, like the villains are dull and bland and boring. The Interpol agent at times pops in to work with the SWAT team and try to tell them exposition of who these guys are. And she realized nothing to do until one of the final scenes. To the point you didn't really need this character in the movie. Like, you really did not need this character at all in the film. Could have completely cut that out and not much would have changed. 32 minutes in is when the robbery happens. The rest of it is very boring build-up with some terrible actors and Nick Cage slumming it. Like I said, the little moment between Nick and Kenny is good, but they don't build anything from that. Which you think, okay, him helping this kid will help him overcome the grief of losing his wife. And like he wasn't there for his daughter, but he could be there for this kid. And it's funny, it's easier to talk to you than my actual kid because of X, Y, and Z reasons. And the kid can talk about why he's being bullied, and they both help each other, so the kid can not feel so much of a victim as a bully, and Nick Cage can be able to talk more, be more open, let his emotions flow more. I'm not saying let the movie stop in the middle of a shootout and talk for 10 minutes, but like little moments here and there you just sprinkle throughout. They don't do that. The action shooting sequences, there's no sense of style, there's no sense of inventiveness with the camera work, or again, you don't really get much of a sense of the geography of the situation. The budget, you tell, is super, super low, because like they're trying to make this look like Massachusetts, America, and they fucking fail at that. Some people, I swear, some of the supporting actors, they looked like they were dubbed. I don't know if they were, but it seemed like it. Tiresome shootout that got boring real quick. Then the son-in-law gets wounded. Spoilers. Spoilers starting now. The son-in-law gets wounded. He's freaking out. He thinks he's going to die. Hey, Ted, you got your phone. Can you record me? Please, 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 please. Other cops come in. They get that guy to the hospital. Kenny gets separated from Nick Cage because he stupidly goes back for his cell phone. There's all this shooting happening. Guns flailing everywhere. Bullets ricocheting everywhere. He goes back for his damn cell phone. For his stupid cell phone, he goes back. Why he can't go back later? Or anything in between? No, he goes back for his stupid cell phone. And then he gets caught and he's trapped in this vehicle. So he charges the phone, calls his mom, who's a doctor. Meanwhile, the son-in-law has gotten to the hospital. The wife just barges in, and I'm like, no, this is not how it would happen. The doctors would say, stay outside. You can't be in here. You can't be here because you're not screwed up. You have no mask on your face. You can't be here. No, she just barges in and stands right on top of them while they're trying to do surgery. And I'm like, no. She would not be able to do that. They would get her the fuck out of there. But apparently, I don't know, this writer, director, he don't know these things or don't care. I don't know. And then for that chunk, Nick Cage kind of disappears. There's a SWAT team trying to figure out what to do. The bad guys trying to figure out what to do. The kid calling again his mom. Until Nick Cage says, where were you guys? How come you guys were an hour late? What's going on? My son could be dead. My son-in-law, my son's dead. He thinks he could be dead. Until finally Nick Cage gets with the guy, they get some guns, but don't get that kid. Pretty much they just walk around a little bit, shoot a little bit, get the kid, hold back. The bad guys just come out. There was 4 much earlier in the film. Nick Cage shot one through the windshield, so there's 3. They just run out and the SWAT team just shoots the hell out of them. Thank God the Interpol agent was there. They shoot the SWAT guys shoot 2 of them until the third one goes up to Nick Cage, wounds Nick Cage in the leg. Kenny shoots the guy, and then I guess the Interpol agent comes in and finishes him off. I'm like, you could have had Nick Cage do that. Kenny shoots the guy, he's surprised, and Nick Cage shoots and gives him a headshot. There you go. Didn't need the Interpol agent at all. Maybe someone has a phone and records something, sends it to one of the cops, or something else happens, security, they find out who it is, or what if they don't know who it is? Maybe they don't know who it is. It's our job to know who it is. It's our job to save the hostages and stop them. Or make it whatever the case. So then the ending of the film, you could tell this was shot either last minute or... Because Nick Cage comes home, his daughter's baby's been born, and like you could tell, like Nick Cage is over here staring. They have the couple holding the baby. They have Kenny over here with a phone. They were not all in the same room. These were all shot in different days, different times. They're like you could tell an obvious double of the couple as Nick Cage is kind of walking up. But none of them are in the same frame. They're not in the same room. That you just see all their faces together. So, okay, kid, just shoot with your phone. Nick Cage, just come and look. Hey, how's it going? How you doing? Like, you could tell they're all in this. It's so damn obvious. And again, there's nothing to the... Like, it seems like they're set stuff up where Kenny and the ride-along and them filming stuff and something to do with cops... That goes out the wayside. Nicolas Cage and his regrets and how he dealt with his wife. Now that he's a widow. None of that. The daughter who hates her dad at the beginning just loves her dad now because, hey, he was part of the situation. Okay. But you feel like there'd be something more of dialogue, apology, something to that. But there isn't. So that's... And you just did a boring shootout done on a cheap old budget, bit of shaky cam, dull, boring villains. What does this get on IMDb? I'm curious. Came out 2018. York Shackleton, 4.4. He wrote the film as well. What else has this guy done? They say this is his producer. I don't care. Producer, actor, don't care. What has he done? Directing, editor. And like doesn't want to show him as a director for some reason. Okay, here we go. Cush. Pretty Perfect. Disturbing the Peace. Which he did with Guy Pearce. That's sad. Small town marshal hasn't carried a gun since he left Texas Rangers after a tragic shooting. He must pick up his gun again to battle a gang of outlaw bikers that has invaded the town to pull off a brazen and violent heist. Guy Pearce and Devon Sawa? I like the poster. Not on his watch. A former Texas Ranger played by Guy Pearce dealing with outlaw bikers. And you got Devon Sawa as the bad guy. And it gets a 3.4, probably because of the damn director. So that seemed like it could have been a fun movie, but no, you get a guy who doesn't know what the hell he's doing. By 19, it was a professional snowboarding circuit. So he was a snowboarder. Really? Really? Let's look this up. He took his tricks in front of the camera, appearing in several national commercials from Mountain Dew and Taco Bell. He was in MTV series Undressed. So he was a skateboarder that was the star of some Mountain Dew... No, snowboarder, sorry. He was a snowboarder. He did skateboard, but he was a snowboarder who did Mountain Dew commercials and Taco Bell commercials. That's who directed this movie. Well, there ain't no snowboarder in this, so I guess he's out of his element. Professional snowboarder. Maybe, I mean, apparently you had an injury, so you can't snowboard anymore. You can't direct either, so sorry. Very lame, bottom of the barrel, direct-to-video shtick. No good action. Nick Cage wasted. Spots where he's not even in the film. Not doing much to do with his character. The whole thing with his wife dying, having died, like nothing is accomplished with that in terms of writing. Kenny and Nick Cage maybe bonding throughout the film. You don't do any of that. Your villain's completely bland. Jesus. It sucks. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.